Shalom, let the give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, and all honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us His word. Got this article out of foreignpolicy.com entitled Iran is now at war with Ukraine. So yeah, it looks like Iran is joining arms with Russia. So hopefully, Lord will, this will escalate even more, get the West more involved. But the title Iran is now at war with Ukraine. Tehran has taken its fight against the West to Europe. Uh, it was dated today, 4 a.m. For the first time, Iran is involved in a major war on the European continent. Iranian military advisors, most likely members of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard, are on the ground in occupied Ukraine and possibly Belarus to help Russia rain down deadly Iranian kamikaze drones on Ukrainian cities and civilian infrastructure. According to an Israeli news report citing a Ukrainian official, 10 Iranians have already been killed in a Ukrainian attack on Russian positions. Tehran is now preparing to up the ante by providing Russia not only with potentially thousands of additional drones, but also, for the first time, with two types of Iranian made ballistic missiles to support Russia's own dwindling stocks. Tehran's military support is already making its deadly mark on the war, but geopolitical consequences extend much further. By escalating its support for Russia's imperial attempt to subjugate Ukraine, Iran hopes to advance its own imperial project in the Middle East. Tehran will likely seek to leverage the deepening Russo-Iranian partnerships into arms deals with Moscow, while using lessons learned from the Ukrainian battlefield to perfect Iranian drone and missile capabilities. At the same time, the regime in Iran likely hopes that fueling the crisis in Ukraine will further distract the West from confronting Iran's pursuit of hegemony in the Middle East. With any luck, however, Tehran's foray into European power politics could help nudge Washington and its Western allies toward more robust policy to counter Iran. The Shad 136 has helped Russia damage around 40% of Ukraine's electricity infrastructure, affecting half of the country's non-nuclear power generation capacity. The Ukrainian lawmaker said this week massive blackouts and energy rationing have ensued. With winter approaching, Moscow likely hopes this campaign of terror will erode Ukraine's will to fight. Both Iranian and U.S. allied officials now say Tehran will soon provide Moscow not only with more Shahed 136s and other drones and short range ballistic missiles. Another escalation of Iranian support for Russia's war, these single stage solid propellant road mobile ballistic missiles are among the most precise in Iran's ballistic missile arsenal, which is the largest in the Middle East. Iran has also employed variants of these missiles in numerous military operations over the past half decade. Tehran and Moscow would cooperate this closely in Ukraine caught many observers, including some leading Russian experts on Iran, but surprised despite their recent alignment. Iran and Russia have a long history of enmity and mistrust going back to the Tsarist era, including a series of Russo-Persian wars and frequent military Russian meddling. But so that's just that pact, that Russia has with Iran now. I did a video on it a while ago. It also says that the scriptures say that Russia is going to be a guard onto, Persia or Iran. So they're not really protecting Russia. Russia is going to be a guard onto them, to Iran, but it still shows them two coming together. So Lord will, this will escalate further and further. Uh, First scripture is 2 Ezra 15:1. Speak thou, or behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. That's what we do week in and week out on the streets prophesying. There's only a few prophecies left. He caused them to be written in paper, for they're faithful and true. Let not the imagination against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. Yeah, the unfaithfulness, 2/3, scoffers, or whatever that come up against you, don't let that trouble you. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, sword, famine, death, and destruction. We're seeing the beginning of that now, the time of Jacob's trouble, hour of temptation, and ultimately, World War III, which is looks like it's springing up quicker and faster and faster. Every week there's a new article, for wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and hurtful works are fulfilled. Skipping down to verse 26. For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction. For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them. For the Most High shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him. Yeah, so it's destruction, death, that's for 2/3 of our people, man. Because only Israelites can sin. The law was only given to Israel. Behold, a horrible vision, in the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Also the Carmanians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join the battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. Yeah, the Carmanians, it's talking about the Iranians. That was their old name, the Carmanians. It's the Persians and Iran today. And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature. And if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power and persecute them, yeah, remembering their nature, remembering that they are wild men, as it says in the scripture, Ishmael. All these Arabs, man. Yeah. But all these things must come to pass. Is Matthew 24:13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Yeah, we're seeing that now, because this gospel has been preached through all nations throughout the entire planet, through the internet, So it has reached, the further ends of the earth. Only thing we're waiting on is for the elect, to be waking up, so that way the angels can release that destruction, as it talks about in Revelation. We're just waiting on the elect, and the elect is almost sealed up by the way things are looking. Lord will, 2023 could be the year this chip is pushed, and that World War III is in full swing. It says, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached into all the world for a witness unto all nations. Then shall the end come. So we're living in that time right now. The last scripture is Romans 13:11. And that, knowing the time, that now is high time to wake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than we believed. Yeah, so whatever we believe, man, that salvation is closer than we think, man. It's just around the corner. But now it's high time to wake out of sleep, man. So if this truth, we always say it, if this truth, resonates with your spirit, man, it's time to get right. How can a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed to the word, taking heed to this word, man. It's high time to wake out of sleep. Take heed to the word, because the wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability. When this whole hell breaks loose, time of Jacob's troubles in full swing. When you're not able to go into another city, when the prophets aren't on the street corners no more, and all hell's breaking loose, man. This word is the only thing that's going to be keeping you stable. Ultimately, it's the only thing that's going to save you, man. If you're part of the elect, it says in that, knowing the time that now is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than we believed. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness and let us put on the armor of light. Yeah, this truth, man, this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, man. That's going to be the only thing that's going to shield you in that day. The names, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, praying in those names and being in the truth. That's going to be your only protection in these times to come, man. But yeah, I just wanted to bring this article out. Iran is now at war. He's joined in, with Russia, launching drones or whatever. But yeah, with that, shalom.